When I moved into my first house, I thought the small pond behind the neighborhood was a dream come true. It wasn't huge, maybe an acre across, but it was peaceful, surrounded by old willows and cattails, and the HOA always bragged about it in their glossy brochures. Private pond for residents to enjoy, they'd say at every meeting. So, I bought a modest little rowboat off Facebook Marketplace for a couple $100. I patched up a leak, repainted it navy blue, and named it the Minnow after Grandpa's old joke about the mighty ships of the sea. Every weekend, I'd row out with my fishing rod and drift in the sun. It was my escape from my 9 to 5. Enter Karen, HOA president and self-appointed pond queen. She hated my boat from day one. She claimed it was an eyesore that ruined the natural beauty of her pond. Never mind that the bylaws said nothing about boats. Never mind that plenty of neighbors thought it was charming. First, she left passive-aggressive notes on my door. Then, she sent me official-looking letters threatening fines. I checked the HOA rules, nothing in there banned small boats. So I kept rowing. One Monday, I came home from work and noticed the minnow was gone. I thought maybe it broke loose in a storm, until I found a note taped to my door. Your unauthorized vessel has been removed for violating community standards. HOA President Karen. Unauthorized vessel? Really? I walked down to the pond and found it, or what was left of it, in a pile near the maintenance shed. They'd hacked it apart with a chainsaw and tossed the pieces like trash. I was furious, but more than that, I was heartbroken. I called Grandpa that night. He's a retired Navy chief, pushing 80 but still sharp as a tack. He asked one question, "Did you read your deed?" Turns out the pond wasn't HOA property. It was community property, shared by all residents equally, with no single owner. Destroying my boat was destruction of private property. Grandpa made a few calls. The next weekend, Grandpa showed up at my house in his old Navy ball cap, a folder under one arm and his lawyer buddy in tow. We marched straight into the monthly HOA meeting. Karen was mid-speech about keeping the pond pristine when Grandpa spoke up. He stood, cleared his throat like he was about to address his old crew. "Madam President," he said, "you destroyed my grandkids' property. You have exactly two choices. Pay for the boat you broke or face charges for vandalism and theft." Karen laughed it off, until Grandpa's lawyer handed her the paperwork. Photos, deeds, a written estimate for damages, and a friendly reminder that Grandpa had already filed a police report. The other board members looked like they'd seen a ghost. Karen sputtered about how it was an eyesore. Grandpa leaned across the table. "Ma'am, I served 25 years at sea. I know an eyesore when I see one, and right now it's you." Long story short, the HOA settled fast. They paid triple what the boat was worth, enough for me to buy a brand new fishing skiff with a shiny little motor. Karen stepped down 2 months later after the board found out she'd repurposed HOA dues to pay for her personal legal fees. Nowadays, you can find me drifting on my new boat most weekends. Grandpa even comes with me sometimes, barking orders like I'm his deckhand. Every time we pass Karen's house, I give her a little wave from the minnow too. She pretends not to see me, but I know she does. And my pond? Still peaceful, still ours, and still the best reminder that you don't mess with a sailor's family or his boat.